Eddie House, Amina Smith here with you. The Celtics walk away with the win tonight, 112-103 against the Charlotte Hornets. And the Celtics down by as much as 16 in this matchup. But, Eddie, what did the supporting cast show you in this game?
That it just showed me that we got a deeper team than Charlotte. We're just better than the Charlotte Hornets. They're not that good. Our second unit came in there and beat up on their first unit for part of that third quarter. And that's what it showed me, that this team is the leadership of the top part of this roster is bleeding down to the bottom half. And not only guys are trying to make the team, they also understand that they're auditioning for other teams and they're buying into what the Celtics are selling. And that is playing great defense. That's sharing the basketball offensively. And that is doing your job. And that's all I've seen tonight.
All those good habits from the starting unit getting down to that second and third unit as well. All right, well, Abby Chin was able to catch up with Blake Griffin after the game. Let's take a listen.
You told me this morning you wanted to play around 15 minutes. You got up to 17. How did it feel out there?
I felt all right. A little rushed. Hadn't played 5-on-5 yet, so it's always a little weird coming in a little late. But these guys are great. Coaching staff was great. Give you a clear message, and I was glad we picked it up in the second half and got the win.
What has impressed you most about this group so far?
I think the intensity and maturity level of this group is off the charts. Every day when we get to work, it's intense. It's not that we're going forever, but these guys are locked in, and nobody has to tell us to be locked in, and it's refreshing.
Blake, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Blake Griffin with some high praise for this Celtics team. Look at his numbers tonight. It's presented by 24autogroup.com. 11 locations across New England. 16 minutes played, 7 points, just 1 of 6 from the field, but 9 rebounds and 2 assists. And Eddie, you heard Blake Griffin right there talk about the fact that, he hasn't played in a little bit. He's trying to knock some of that rust off. But what did you see from Blake Griffin when he was able to be in this matchup?
I've seen some rust, but I also seen just under his understanding of the game, how to play, where to get his shots at, setting good screens. But then the 9 rebounds, that's what screams out to me in 16 minutes. That's the thing that the Celtics are going to need, especially with Rob Williams not being a part of this team because of injury early in the first part of this year. He is going to be able to rebound the basketball, and when you rebound the basketball, that's securing the defensive possession. That's closing out the defensive possession with a rebound. And so I like that. I like the fact that even though he didn't score, didn't shoot the ball particularly well, he still was able to affect the game. And that's the leadership, and that's what he's going to be able to bring to this basketball team.
And then Blake Griffin also showing him being a veteran out there by making good decisions out there on the court. How do you think that is going to rub off on the starters, the younger guys in this locker room this upcoming season?
To be honest with you, I think they rubbing off on him. They went to the finals. I don't think he's ever been to the finals. I think they're going to rub off on him, and he spoke about it a little bit. We're saying that every day in practice is competitive. They're working hard. They might not go extremely long, but they go extremely hard. They challenge each other. They hold each other accountable. He's coming into this culture, so he got to get in where he fit in, and I think he understands exactly where he can fit in. That's rebounding the basketball. That's setting hard screens. That's making sure that he's in the right place at the right time. And I heard the stat earlier. They said that he was like 200 and whatever it was in minutes played, but he was one of the leaders in taking charges. And that's another part of being a defensive player, that's understanding where you're supposed to be on the basketball court. So I think he's going to fit in perfect, and I think he's not going to rub off on these guys. I think this culture is going to rub off on him.
Yeah, he talked about the maturity as well in this locker room here in Boston. All right, let's take a look at Jaylen Brown. 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Eddie, we talked about this at the half. I mean, he even came out in the third quarter, but I didn't think that Jaylen Brown needed to play this much in the third preseason game. But what did Jaylen Brown show you in this one?
That he's Jaylen Brown, that he is not out here playing, that he really took to heart the loss in the finals. It wasn't about the fact that they got there. It's the fact that they lost. And when they did lose the finals, you see all the workouts. They've been documented. He's taking this really, really serious. And I think It's him saying, hey, I want to get out there. I want to play. I just want to stay fresh. I want to stay right. And I think he's going to hit the ground. He's already done it in preseason. But when the season starts, I think he's going to hit the ground running full speed. And I think we're going to really enjoy the fact that we have Jaylen Brown and we didn't trade him away for Kevin Durant. Excuse me.
Eddie, does it worry you a little bit, though, when Jaylen Brown is playing a little bit too long in the preseason? Because I see him fall to the floor and I get nervous. I'm like, look, just preserve the body for the season. It is a long NBA season.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't need to come out for that third quarter. But again, his competitive spirit and him just wanting to stay ready and right. It's hard to tell your star player, hey, no, you got to sit down. But sometimes you got to step up and do it and say, hey, I know you want to get out there. I know you want to play, but this ain't the time and this ain't the place. Greensboro is not the place we need to be seeing you get out there and get money. We know what you're going to be able to do moving forward for us for the whole season. But it's just good and it's refreshing to see somebody as young as him who has went through the rigors that he has. They've been in conference finals. They went to the finals and lost, to come back with the mindset that he's had so thus far. And I think he's going to continue to build on that. And I'm happy that he's here and we didn't get rid of him.
And it really looks like interim head coach Joe Mazzulla is trying different things out there on the court with the personnel. What did you notice about what Joe Mazzulla tried in the third preseason game?
He gave all the guys, the OGs, except Jaylen, the opportunity to sit out and just watch. And then other guys who are trying to make the team, who are and also auditioning for the other 29 teams that are in this league, he had let them go out there and play. And I think it was a great opportunity for Peyton Pritchard to show that, hey, man, I know I'm fighting for a rotation spot, but don't forget about me. Look what I can do. I have the opportunity to come in here and maybe crack this rotation. And if I don't crack it, God forbid somebody get hurt, hey, you can lean on me. You can trust me in big time moments. It is just, this is what you do. You start tinkering with rotation situations. You start tinkering with different lineups in the preseason, so you know what you can lean on when it comes down to the regular season. And sometimes, guys get in foul trouble. Who can you trust to go out there and execute your game plan?
Yeah, it was good to see Peyton Pritchard get out there and remind everybody, hey, look, I'm still here and I'm still doing well out there on the court. All right, let's take a break here on Celtics Post Game Live. A look at that final score from down in Greensboro, 112-103.